Everybody, welcome to the Orange County Industrial Development Agency meeting for September 25th, 2025. The time is now 5:26 p.m. and I'd like to call the meeting to order and welcome all the directors and guests to our meeting tonight. Roll call, please, Bill.
Jeffrey Christ.
Here.
Susan Walski.
Here.
Linda Muller.
Here.
Giovanni Palladino.
Here.
Mark Green.
Here.
5 of 7 members present. For staff, Bill Fioravanti, Kelly Riley, Marty Barras, Caden Jones on live stream, General Counsel Lino Sheretta, Rudy Zoda. We also have our conflict counsel Brad Schwartz from Zarin Steinmetz with us. We have our state monitor, Brian Sandvidge, our bond counsel, Dan Birmingham, and a couple of guests, Mr. Robert Korhulik and Mr. Stephen Sullivan, representing Green Mountain Partners.
Excellent. And we do have proof of notice for this meeting in our board packet on page 3. And as a courtesy to...
Could we start with Brad?
Oh, okay. To our applicants and projects under new business, we'll move right down to Fiorelli, GTI, the Orange and Rockland Utilities Resolution. And Brad, would you start with that, please? You're our conflict attorney for this, right?
You're muted right now, Brad.
I just unmuted. Good evening, everyone.
Thank you. Good to see you.
So you might remember this has been before you, I think twice before, for different consents to utility easements in connection with O&R constructing a substation on a portion of the GTI property. Obviously, the GTI has certain tax agreements with your agency. So GTI is now requesting authorization to release one of the parcels that's subject to those agreements for conveyance to O&R in connection with that substation, as well as another, this time an above ground easement for access and utilities. So the ask again is for your board to authorize consent to an access easement with Orange and Rockland, as well as to authorize the release of a parcel from the tax agreements with your agency. If your board was so inclined to grant that authorization, we would work with GTI's counsel on prepare the necessary documents to implement that authorization.
And I might mention in the board packet, the documents for this easement request start on 53 with the authorizing resolution that Brad is referring to on page 83. And Brad, you've gone through this in some detail. It's a lot of verbiage. This isn't in any way jeopardizing the IDA position.
Not at all. There's no jeopardy to the position, and this is also not any kind of an additional grant of financial assistance. It's again consenting to an easement and authorizing the release of a parcel from the tax agreements, which will require a good amount of modification documents, which will again involve a lot of detail and legalese, which we will work on with counsel for GTI.
Who pays for that work?
For the legal work?
Yes.
GTI.
The council.
Okay.
See the applicant.
Okay,
Project.
good. Questions, comments? A motion to adopt the authorizing resolution, and I think that'll be a roll call vote. Do you agree, Brad?
I do.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Giovanni Palladino. Second to that motion.
I'll second it. It's an easement.
Susan, thank you, Mark. Any other discussion? Bill, would you do the roll call, please?
Sure. Jeffrey Christ.
I'm in favor.
Susan Walski.
Yes.
Linda Muller.
Yes.
Giovanni Palladino.
Yes.
Mark Green.
Yes.
Resolution is thereby adopted, and that completes what we need to accomplish tonight, I think, Brad. Have a good night.
Perfect.
Thanks for your help, Brad. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
And moving to Mountain Green Partners, this is an initial resolution. Bill, will you or Gino begin that conversation?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it right to our guest. Mr. Steve Sullivan is a principal of Mountain Green Partners in the town of Warwick, and his counsel is Mr. Robert Korhulik. Where would you like them, Caden, so that they're on camera and so we can see their
right in the middle
renderings?
Yeah, right.
Right here, does this work?
Just don't block the camera probably,
Up a little more.
towards the
Just
window.
Which way? Up forward.
Up forward, right,
Okay,
yeah.
Yep.
I apologize if you can't.
Maybe we can get them both up to the
Yeah,
same
maybe.
side. There we go.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Bob Krahulik, attorney for the applicant. Many of you may recognize my name. I was the president of the Warwick Valley Local Development Corporation, and together with Mike Sweeten, we redeveloped the prison property into an extremely successful economic engine in the town of Warwick. And that project would not have happened without the assistance of the IDA. So I very much appreciate your role here in Orange County. With me today is Steve Sullivan, member of Mountain Green Partners, LLC, who will talk about the property. But before we begin, just a little bit of housekeeping. We have identified a correction needed in our application on page 17. There's a question put as to whether or not the project would move forward without the requested incentives. The answer checked said yes, but the correct answer should be no. And that's explained in the following paragraph. So whether we need to amend our application or correct it or submit another page 17,
Another page 17, Bob, that'd be.
will do.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is a very exciting project. This is a hotel located just outside the village of Warwick. Warwick relies on tourism as a very important economic driver in Warwick. There's been a great need for hotel accommodations. We really have no good quality hotel accommodations in Warwick. One of the problems we've faced over the years is a location that neighboring property owners in the town and the community find desirable for this type of development. Mr. Sullivan has found a great location just outside the village, somewhat of a remote area. There's some distance from other residential developments, and the town was very excited about this project. He obtained planning board approval from the town planning board, and there was virtually no community opposition to this project at this location. There have been other hotel propositions in Warwick that have met a lot of community opposition. Not the case here, so we think this is a great project for the town, and the town has embraced it. I'm now going to turn it over to Steve to briefly talk about the project itself. We'll try to keep our comments brief because I know you've got a long agenda tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob, and thanks everybody for seeing us tonight. Yeah, as Bob had described, the project has received great support from the community. We really need something like this in the town and village of Warwick. The site is literally a 5-minute walk to the main street of Warwick. We have lots of nice shops, restaurants, bars that this can be advantageous to their businesses. We're also within actually a 5-minute walk to 2 orchards, some farm stands, bowling alleys, shopping centers. So we're really in an ideal location. It's a 29 acre site, totally isolated. And of course, I think that had something to do with the lack of opposition, because we really don't interfere with residences or other businesses. This is the entrance off of Hathorne Road. The site is located set back off of the road. We are taking advantage of the natural landscaping, and we're sort of modeling our project on what's called a landscape resort. So we're going to take advantage of the open spaces, the natural setting, and try to create a resort-like setting that we think we can attract people into the town and village that normally wouldn't come for a short vacation. Maybe they would take a day trip and turn it into a weekend trip. We're going to have a pool. It'll be available for events, corporate events, weddings. We have a nice barn there now that can be utilized for all types of local meetings. Scouts, Rotary, what have you, can utilize the site. So really is a great multi-use site. We're proposing a 24-room hotel, which will have a small bar, lounge with a fireplace, so people can come back from the orchards at the end of the day and they can relax and enjoy the countryside, where we are literally 360 degrees, just natural surrounding, looking over the mountains and also the fields, so hence the name In the Fields. We've received all our approvals, and we're ready to go. There's not anything that's holding us back at this point. So we're pretty excited about it. My wife and I are the two partners of Mountain Green Partners LLC, and I'm retired from 40 years in the manufacturing business. My wife is still very busy with a Pilates studio and a boutique in the local area, so my manufacturing business was in Warwick the entire time. We're local business people, and we're really looking forward to moving this along, because it's really something that Warwick needs. We're going to create some jobs. We're going to create some construction jobs. So, yeah, it's an exciting project, and we're happy to be here presenting it to you.
Mr. Chairman, if I may?
Yes,
Could you
Bill.
tell us about your employment plan, please? The job show
Sure.
rate and stuff?
So, we expect to employ anywhere between 18 and 24 people. Initially, we think it'll be around 18, and after 3 years, it could be 24, it could be more. We think that the business will evolve, particularly the event space, the weddings. We're really available for any type of an event. The project is approved, in addition to the 24 rooms, we're approved for 30 additional luxury cabins. So that is something that we can evolve into as the business proves itself. So I believe that the employment over time can substantially increase, but initially we're thinking 18 to 20.
Thank you.
Questions, board? Linda? Oh, I'm
Oh, sorry, no, Linda, please.
Hi, do you have a restaurant that you're going to be having?
So initially, no, we will have, as we're required by law to serve food if we're going to serve alcohol. So we will have, a small charcuterie type menu. But there's so many great restaurants in Warwick, and actually there's a great restaurant 1,800 feet away located right here. So we don't feel that the restaurant is an important part of the project right now.
So you're going to be doing weddings. How will you do food for the weddings?
Catering,
Catering.
the outside catering. As a matter of fact, my daughter got married out here 2 years ago, and we catered, we brought everything in, we
Okay.
put up a large tent, catered, and it worked great. We had another wedding after that. Another family friend was married out there.
Thank you.
Susan?
So when you consider the jobs, I don't see any consideration for groundskeepers or maintenance workers on that. Would that be subcontracted out?
So we do have, in our listing of potential jobs, we do have some groundskeepers. We have a full-time building and maintenance and groundkeeper position. And we think that there'll be, in addition to that, one part-time groundskeeper. Some of the groundskeeping, as the property expands, may be subcontracted out, or perhaps we would hire. But initially, with just the hotel, we feel that one full-time building and maintenance and groundskeeping person with a part-timer would be adequate.
Okay. A couple other just notations. First of all, I'm trying to figure where this property is, because it's a little bit hard. I saw on the map, you're not that far from 1A, are you, off Route 1A?
I have an easement onto Route 1A, yes.
So you're not that far from the Warwick Valley Winery either. That's probably a couple miles down the road.
That's right.
So do you see yourself drawing from there as guests to your facility?
We do, yes, and we feel that people that visit the winery will be able to extend their stay in Warwick overnight, perhaps, visit the village the next day. But yes, one of our concepts is that in addition to the winery, we have several breweries in town and distilleries that bring people in for the day. But they don't necessarily stay because there's no place to sporadically say, hey, why don't we stay overnight? There's a large Airbnb presence in Warwick, but it
Definitely
doesn't
large.
serve the need that we really need for that type of sporadic decision to stay over.
Okay, and is any of your property going to be committed as part of the Warwick land preservation?
No, what we do, we currently lease and will continue to lease to the adjacent farmer 10 acres, which will be continued to be farmed as a hayfield. But no, currently there's no land preservation.
So you're getting an ag exemption from his taking hay?
Yes, currently we do.
Okay,
It's very small.
okay.
The town has invested in paid for development rights, PDR, but I don't think they have current funding available for that at the moment. So we have talked about that recently.
Okay.
Other questions?
Bill, have you spoken to the town at all?
I haven't spoken to the supervisor recently about the incentives yet, but I've talked to him about the project in the past. But yeah,
And not the school district either, right? Not yet?
no, I have not, but I need to reach out after an inducement here.
The public says.
I've met with the supervisor, I've met with the mayor. They're very supportive of the project.
And with the adoption of the inducement, there'll be a public hearing scheduled for the IDA, and some more discussion can come out, especially from the residents in that area of Warwick.
Well, that's what it's all about, what do the residents
Yeah.
want?
Yep, sure. Any other questions, comments before we consider the resolution, which starts on page 47 of your board packet? And that's an inducement resolution, Lino?
Yeah, just to give you a quick summary, Mr. Chair, members of the board, it's an inducement resolution inducing the award of sales tax and a pilot of qualified expenditures of $3,975,000. That's the resolution that's in your packet for consideration.
And that was sent out to everybody the end of last week?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Friday.
Thursday,
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it was
it was-
Thursday.
Thursday, no,
Friday
Friday.
morning.
Would anyone care to make a motion for that inducement resolution, and then we'll have a
I'll
roll
make
call
the
vote.
motion.
Motion by Giovanni, second that motion.
I'll second it.
Susan, thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, would you do the roll call vote, please?
Sure.
Bill?
Jeffrey Christ,
I'm in favor.
Susan Walski,
Yes,
Linda Muller,
Aye.
Giovanni Palladino,
Yes.
Mark Green.
Yes.
The motion carried. Congratulations on
Thank you very much.
another step forward, and look forward to evaluating the project further.
So you'll let us know when a public hearing will be scheduled?
We'll be in touch to
Okay.
schedule that together.
Great, thank you.
All right, thanks for coming, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Speak to you soon.
Have a good night.
You too.
Moving back up our agenda, if that makes sense, we need to consider the approval of the minutes for our August 6th, 2025 board meeting. Any additions, corrections, or a motion to accept?
I'll make the motion to accept.
Thank you, Giovanni. Second motion on the minutes by Linda Muller. Other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Let's see. Could we do the chair report and the CEO report, and then we can kind of combine finance with the motions below, as well as governance the same. I did want to thank everybody for the second month in a row adjusting the date of our monthly meeting. There was a couple of things that came up, and I'm not sure we would have had a quorum last week. Bill's gonna have some things come up here, but I had a couple of notes. And it's in Bill's report as well, but the Alliance for Balanced Growth meeting here at the beginning of the month was quite interesting. The 3 city mayors from Orange County all were on a panel and spoke about a number of things related to infrastructure, opportunities for their city. The one thing I thought was interesting was the mayor from Newburgh speaking about his deep water port here in the Hudson River. And I didn't know if that's the one at Roaston, or there's another one, I think, by the oil tankers.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's talking about, near Global, just on the border of city of Newburgh and New Windsor.
So tied in with some development near the Hudson River above the waterfront, there's a certain amount of open land. And he envisioned the possibility of cruise ships coming up and people being able to visit and stay in Newburgh for a night or two. But there was a lot of neat ideas thrown around. And do you have anything to add to that?
I will say the IDA, Orange County IDA came up a number of times in that discussion
Yes,
favorably,
good point.
really about the support we've offered, even with Port Jervis, them trying to reignite their own IDA, but we've given them a lot of guidance and support, so they mentioned that, and Mayor DeStefano also talked about the support that we've pledged towards the water study
Good point.
for the Indigo wells. So it was nice to have that acknowledgement.
Bill and I attended Meet the Leaders event at Mount St. Mary's College, and it's kind of intriguing the number of ways the colleges, including SUNY Orange, are adjusting for jobs of the future, and also to fit people who are in various points in their careers, even starting in high schools to some degree where it works out. People who need to change degrees, going from their 2-year degree to a 4-year degree. They had a whole list of things. I miss picking up that one little flyer that talked about all the careers and studies at Mount St. Mary's College. It's fascinating to see, and I think really adds value to this area for businesses coming in. So that was good to hear. And the Orange County Summit is tomorrow morning, 2025. Sometimes you go to that.
Yeah,
Susan.
this one I'm gonna have to sit
Okay.
out. I got some other stuff going
Yeah.
on.
But I just raised that, there's a neat agenda. We're a sponsor with the IDA. Bill's leading the panel. Connor Eckert is also leading the panel. So it's, should be an interesting event. They have 6 or 8 businesses involved in the panels, so.
Yep, so that's the Economic Development Summit at the Paramount Theater in the city of Middletown tomorrow. Breakfast and registrations at 8 a.m. It starts at 9 a.m., runs to noon. And it's 4th annual. I can't believe we've done 4 already, but it's really been very well received and well attended. So, and I think there will be a video recording if you want to be able to watch it after.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Any questions for me on my chair report? We'll move on to Bill's CEO report, page 7, please.
Yeah, you have my report in there. I won't detail it, but I'll just add a couple of things. One, we did in Finance Committee, we went over drafts of our 2026 through 2029 annual budgets. So we got a lot of feedback in there, both from our external CFO at RBT and from the Finance Committee. So I'll be revising that and bringing it to Finance Committee again next month, but then in your meetings, in the board meetings, we'll be looking for approval of both the OCFC and IDA budgets. They are due to be entered into the Paris system for the ABO's review by the end of October. It has to be 90 days before the start of the next fiscal year. So budget is in review at this point. One of the things I will note from that you'll hear me reporting in the next couple of months about moving forward with our Shovel Ready program. Going to be making some immediate investments in that, probably looking to set up a local development corporation similar to what Mr. Perulik mentioned about the Warwick Tech Park, a very similar approach. So you'll start to see us incur some expenses around Shovel Ready, moving to the next phase of that. And I was going to mention the Economic Development Summit tomorrow,
Okay.
so that's really everything.
Any comments on the ABO training? Is that required every year?
Every 2 years.
Okay.
Board members want to get refreshed on that. So it is in my report. It's very easy online. When you have time, I'm happy to register you for it. The late you have to open, the latest
Yes.
dates.
October 8th and 22nd, both days 9:30 to 11 a.m.
Of course, it's online, very easy. It's conducted by the ABO. Again, happy to register you, but just let me know if you're available for one of those. If you haven't done that training in a couple of years, it's time to do that.
Thank you, Bill. Any questions for Bill? Let's move on to committee reports, if I'm not missing anything. Finance Committee, Mark Green, please.
Yes, actually, fairly mundane month. Just a few things. We did get an application in from Cedar Lakes for $2,500. We had just a simple pass-through for the EPA brownfield revenues. And then also the other thing is our insurance was up a little bit because I think we have a continuing scenario going on out of Warwick. Same situation. We had to correct a typo on the CDs, so we couldn't approve the finances last time we met. So that typo has been corrected. That our Provident Bank that we got in June is now March 23rd, 2026, not 2025. So that's been corrected, so we can approve that. And then finally, identical scenario to the FC. We have a $4.7 million bond coming up with Provident on October 12th. And the same scenario, they are willing to give us a 3.9% 9-month rate that the finance committee feels strongly that we should take advantage of that scenario. That really is about it.
Thank you, Mark. Questions for Mark? We do need to consider a motion for the August financials, the July bank balance correction, August, September payables, and the CD recommendation from the Finance Committee. And the Finance Committee did recommend that the board accept all these items. Would anyone care to make that motion?
I'll make a motion that this committee accept the August 2025 financials, accept the July bank balance corrected, and approval of the August, September payables, as well as the recommendation for the CD.
I think you got it covered, Susan.
I
Good work.
did.
Second to that motion, and you don't have to read all the details.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Linda. Any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. And moving up to Governance Committee, please. Linda.
Sure, Mr. Chair. We did discuss the policies and procedures. The committee members received 7 policies for their review and to provide feedback. So that it's getting close, I'm happy to say. The fee schedule we discussed earlier is recommended out of committee to accept. I think we just need a motion to accept the fee schedule as it was presented.
Very good. Anything we want to highlight on that fee schedule? I don't think we need to go through it in detail. The one thing about the IDA being different from the OCFC.
Yep, a couple of things we'll clarify that came up in OCFC. First of all, for the closing fees for sales tax exemption, we're going to just clarify the wording that it's up to the first $4 million of the project cost subject to sales tax will be 0.5%, and the remaining amount in excess of $4 million will be 0.25%. So we're going to clarify the language on that. And also on page 3, the statutory mandated bond issuance charge. That clarify that's for IDA bonds only, not for bonds issued through OCFC. So we'll make sure that that's stipulated in the fee schedule as well.
Excellent. Would anyone care to make that motion to accept the fee schedule?
I'll make the motion.
Giovanni, thank you. Second by Mark Green. Other discussion, questions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. And a quick update on the ethics officer and bylaws.
We have a section 5 for the ethics officer, which is part of your bylaws. We are recommending that these get approved, but we've got a couple of other things in the bylaws that we're going to be reviewing and fixing, and so those will come up at the next board meeting.
Excellent. And that completes Linda's Governance Committee report, I believe. We do have an executive session scheduled. I might ask if there's anything else that needs to be considered before we move into executive session.
Yeah, I would, before any going to executive session, I would just entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss employment matter.
I'll make a motion that we go into executive session.
A second to that motion? By Mark Green. And before we vote, sometimes we release Marty and
Yeah.
Kelly.
No reason we can't do that. We'll get you the, we just have to get the votes down.
Yeah,
I'll
we can
take those
take
notes
care of
for her.
that. And, I think we're good to go.
If you guys want to do that, it's up to you.
Have a good night, Dan. I assume you'll take off? Sure. Appreciate it. And I'll ask for the vote to go into executive session.
Go back online and come out.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. So
Take care, folks. Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, thank you.
Thanks for being here.
we're gonna go off live stream for the moment.
When you're ready, Caden.
We'll move into
Or
our
actually, I'm gonna have Caden go across.
We good to go?
Yep.
We're back in a public setting for our IDA meeting.
Make the motion, come out. You're still in executive session, make the motion come out of it.
Okay, I was just gonna announce that people are listening now, but,
I'd like to make a motion that we come out of executive session.
thank you, Linda. Second by Mark Green. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. We're out of executive session now, and we're in the public setting, and we have some action to consider.
Yes, and I just, for purposes of the executive session, there was discussion just about employment of a government affairs firm. And I get the board is prepared to vote on appointing or retaining a governmental affairs counsel to serve as that counsel for, no, not counsel, but it's government affairs firm to work with the Orange County IDA. And before you have I guess it's a proposal from the firm of Brown and Weinreb.
Yes.
So you would basically entertain a motion to retain Brown and Weinreb for the rate set forth in that letter. Dated, what was the date of the letter?
September 23rd.
I'd like to make a motion to retain Brown and Weinrob as government affairs
Council?
For council,
Not
for-
council, just government affairs, I'm so used to saying council.
for the Orange County IDA.
And a second by Mark. Any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. That motion is carried. And a motion to adjourn, please.
Motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Second.
Second by Giovanni, motion by Susan. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. We're adjourned at 6:26 PM, September 25th. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Have a
Brian,
good night.
thank you. We'll be